Hello, it's Robert Kiyosaki, and I want to thank all of you from Rich Dad's Insiders. Thanks for paying attention and viewing, and I appreciate your support of the Rich Dad Company and our message. And what I want to talk to you today is about this word greed here, because it's like a bad word. But as you know with me, there's always good greed, and there's bad greed. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of people just think greed is bad. And I mean, there is bad greed out there. For example, these trillions of dollars in bailout money. You know, I haven't received a penny. Have you got any money? Where's that bailout money going to? Well, it's going to the very people, most of them, that caused the crisis. You know, the AIGs and the Goldman Sachs and those guys, they're getting these huge bonuses, but those guys caused the crisis. So they get paid for doing a bad job. That's bad greed. You know, I would feel bad if I did such lousy work that people lost everything, including their houses, their homes, their jobs. So there's bad greed. Also, my rich dad often said to me, there was actually more greedy poor people than rich people. So let me go into my definition, or my rich dad's definition of greed. And very simply, you're greedy when you want more than you're willing to give. For example, if you want $10, but you're only willing to do $1 worth of work, and you expect to get paid 10, that's greedy. So there's actually many, many more greedy poor people than rich people, or greedy middle-class people than there are greedy rich people. Because in theory, if you want a lot, you have to give a lot first. So for me personally, I like it. You know, I got kind of railroaded the other day. I was talking to this person on an interview, and she asked me how many cars I had, and I said I couldn't remember because probably 7 or 8 of them. And she, oh, you're so greedy. And I said, no, I like my cars. You know, I haven't sold a car. I mean, I like my Bentley. I have 2 Lamborghinis. I have my 2 Porsches, Range Rovers, my trucks. I like cars. You know, some people like shoes. Some people like purses. I like cars. But in her mind, I was greedy because how in the world can have one guy not even know how many cars he's got and have such expensive cars? Well, I tried to explain to this reporter that for me to have something, I have to give something first. But in her mind, all there is bad greed. So right now, I want to vent a little bit. There's actually more greedy poor people. And all of these bailouts and these welfare cases and giving poor people money, look, if you're healthy and you can work and you want welfare, then you're greedy. So in my opinion, there's more greedy poor people. If you want the good things of life, then have good greed. The reason I don't buy any new cars until I give somebody something. For example, I wanted my new Porsche. And my wife Kim says, you want a new Porsche? Write a new book. I said, oh, that's good. So I write this book, make the money, and then buys my Porsche. So that's how I get wealthy. So there's good greed and bad greed. And that goes with anything. If you feel you're not receiving enough love and you want somebody to give you love, but you're not giving them love, then you're greedy. If you're not getting enough love, give more love. Don't expect somebody to give it to you. You want to be recognized and be respected, then you give respect. You want to smile, give a smile. You want a punch in the mouth, give a punch in the mouth. You see, it's the law of reciprocity. The more you give, the more you receive, but you've got to be careful on what you give. So all of these poor, greedy people who expect the government to take care of them, and that's the rich guys who want the bailouts from the Federal Reserve Bank and the Treasury, that's greedy. And you'll get your due. You know, I trust and I hope you get what you deserve. Because if you have bad greed and you're stealing, you're cheating, you're not working as hard as you can, you're at work, you want a pay raise, but you don't do anything, that's greedy. You see? And that's why people who are unhappy are often greedy people because of bad greed. So, very simple as this, if you want to have a new Bentley, a new house, stuff like this, you have got to give somebody else what they want so you can have what they want. So when you look at, again, the balance sheet here is my wife and I, Kim, we have many businesses. And our businesses provide goods and services to many people. We also have real estate. Kim today has 1,400 units. That means we provide housing for over 1,400 families. That's why we have so much money. And on top of that, we have stocks right now, and we're investing in solar companies because solar is the future. So I'm giving them money to provide solar energy for this world. So if they hit, I make a lot of money. And then there's commodities such as gold, silver, and oil. So, I struck oil again about 2 weeks ago. Not a big fund, but it was enough. So now that I'm providing oil for the world, more money flows this way. So this is how you can this is good greed. If you want more, give more. But don't use it through bad debt. Use it through providing assets and services and businesses for other people. So that's my message on greed. It really bugs me that just because somebody has money, it doesn't mean they're greedy. Some people who have a lot of money are rich because they give a lot versus take a lot. So all you guys out there who are lazy, who expect to be given more or paid more, or you do lousy work, or your products or service don't provide, or you expect to get paid and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's greedy. So very simply, and that's bad greed. So if you want more, give more. Thank you, and that's my talk on greed, and I thank you all for being part of Rich Dad's Insiders.